sun was shining, the fans were out. The fans were out beyond the barriers because they're allowed to go to the edge of the circuit on the early laps when the cars come round to the grid to show their affection. But the race got underway, 20 plus cars in the top class. But there's really, in terms of class, there's only been the Manthey Porsche so far, car number 911. It's led pretty much throughout. There have been a few restarts with a few drivers getting caught out, and Matthias Drudy had the tail end of his Walkenhorst Motorsport Aston Martin, given a little bit of a rub, but then the red flag came out. Why? The weather was great, all should be fine. The big problem, no electrical power in the pit lane. It meant not only no timing screens, no messages, no refueling. So eventually, after 2.5 hours, it was green flag racing again. So 4 hours into the race, we were just getting our sort of 91st minute of racing. And then anything that seemed to have a Toyota badge seemed to be in the wars. The number 170 Supra was given a bit of a rub along with the Mühlner Motorsport Porsche Cayman. And that was the one, the Toyota Supra, that came off worse. And the sister car number 160, also would hit problem, well, more to the point, hit debris later in the event. But then the miss of the day, Christopher Haase was chasing right onto the tail of one of the Walkenhorst Motorsport Aston Martins. It had to back up in traffic, and Haase couldn't afford to back up. There was nowhere to go but to the grass verge. He made it work. And then the moves started coming. And Lucas Stoltz was very kind indeed. The Rover Racing BMW was going around the outside, and he thought, well, I could make it difficult for you, but we've got plenty of racing to come. Shearer Sport PHX had the most disastrous meeting really in their record. The sister car, number 16, crashed out. That was the Porsche the team was running. And then it was the turn of the remaining car to hit trouble. Due to racing with their Audi, a big flip one side and then the other, with traffic dispersing in either direction. And that's always the luck of the draw. One of the Schnitzelarm Aston Martins, but it was in the GT4 class that went into the barriers. That was car 111. And the most unfortunate moment in the race, David Kiefer was given a push and a shove by a very standard production class BMW, but it was just around the second corner. Then next car round, completely unsighted by the sun and the tyre barrier, Julian Landlauer running second in the race, boof, straight into the nose. It was a nose-to-nose contact, both cars out of the race, both drivers fine, both innocent parties in so many ways. Snowy, how do you read that one?
Totally. I mean, just absolutely can't be helped. Nobody was guilty, even the BMW. It was just a little tag that it can happen in racing. It's tight through that little part. It can happen. It's not meant to. It's not a contact sport. But it wasn't malicious, or that it just flicked it round. But I think even the BMW driver would have gone away and seen the results of that and just thought, crikey, I've just basically caused an accident. Had two Porsche written off. The car that was hit, the 94 car with David Kiefer at the wheel. I wouldn't be surprised if that car needs a tub. It was hit so hard by the Falcon car.
It was square on.
Yeah.
Moment of the race, Dorian Boccolacci going for a gap that I thought was 3/4 of the width of his car, but he made it work along the ADAC, so the French racer got the job done. But it was, because those two cars, he was trying to go between them. They could have both come in a little bit more, but one went one way and the other went the other, and there was just enough space. He was banking on it. He made it happen. Big problem, suddenly forget speed. Their Mercedes has been running in second and third positions, but the number 14, standard pit stop, went to leave, and unfortunately for them, not all was good. A defective drive flange, and for Fabian Schiller and the gang, over and out. Rueful face from Maro Engel. I must confess, before the race, I thought that was one of the top three cars, or one of the cars that was going to finish in the top three. Not to be. They were running in that position at the time, or just there or thereabouts. But you know what? In terms of going for outright victory, we were only at the halfway point in the race. Hammers are out, but has anybody got any answers to Manthey Racing? I'm not too sure. They're looking very, very strong, leading the race by, at the moment, nearly 2 minutes and 40 seconds. That's over Rover Racing, and that's a gap, a margin that has just increased and increased and increased. There seem to be no answers from the Rover Racing crew or from anyone else. Quite a remarkable domination so far from Manthey EMI.
It is incredible to think that all the excitement that we've covered on the various commentary teams that have been on so far between us, and we've got you and I've got just under an hour to go on our stint of the night here, and yet we are only just halfway through.
it seems as though the numbers couldn't only add up to 12, and that's yet the number of hours that have managed. Of course, there's always the build up to the race. There was a epic field of historic racing cars that came out this morning. Still makes me laugh. Last year, was it 2 years ago, standing by the paddock waiting for them to come out, going, oh, there's a lot of cars in that field. Break for some pedestrians to walk through. Then more continued and more, and you had more than 100 cars. In recent memory, though, the 786 SRO Motorsport Lamborghini came in, and the left rear corner actually caught fire. We couldn't see it. It was the far side of the body for us, but they got it extinguished. Engine cover went back on. The extinguishment was cleared up, lid back on, and blasting back into the race. But a lot of cars, hardly surprising, with 130 plus starting in this race. A lot of cars with quite a lot of gaffer tape on them now. There've been little pushes and shoves here and there in the traffic, but in terms of it's all minor damage. We'll take that, but it's just the nature of the beast around here, Snow.
It is. Now this Porsche that we've said 396, this Cayman that's on the right hand side of the track, with the Aston parked a little bit further on from it. The Porsche's definitely had contact with something, whether it be cars or barriers, something solid, because Alan Prosser has lived up to his reputation that we've now set for him. So he's got to keep this up now, but he sent us a brilliant